In this next segment, we'll explore the topics of managing boundaries, social relationships, sexual attraction, bartering, and gift giving.
You know, John, I've been thinking about, meeting here in the office. It's just so stuffy and sterile and cold. And I was wondering if maybe we could meet, like that little park just down the street and, just kind of have our meetings there. Do you think that'd be all right?
Well, my preference is to keep the counseling sessions actually here in the office. I'm hearing, is it making you kind of uncomfortable being in here?
Yes, it just seems, just kind of like I'm not really getting to know you better or kind of feel closer to you, because I'm sharing some really, intimate, very personal things. And I just thought maybe, like meeting, I could even bring a lunch. We could make it like a picnic.
Make it much less formal.
Yes, more fun and more relaxing.
Okay. My concern is to try to help create an environment that helps you the most.
That would really help me.
Is there an ethical issue there? Do you see an ethical issue?
All she wants to do is just do the same, but do it outside.
I think you need to look at, is it a prelude to something else? What does she really, like he was asking her, what does she really want from going outside? Does she think it's going to make them more intimate, and intimate in what way?
Or even still, what is it that she doesn't want? Is she avoiding? Or is she maybe just not wanting to be closed up in the room with a man? I mean, what is it?
Might that have been an issue?
Yeah, in my culture, sometimes, it is an issue of being alone with a man, in a private way. So maybe being out in public is a little bit more comfortable.
What was it like for you as counselee?
I was looking for more of a relationship, more of a connection, more of a personal connection. And just the different environment would help with that.
And it would help, too, that you'd bring a lunch.
Yes, exactly. Breaking bread together, sharing food together.
I wanted to kind of get an idea of exactly how this would help, but I also wanted to get a sense of exactly how personal did this, are we going to lose the professional kind of aura around it and become much more like a friendship thing? Is it just going to be like getting together with a friend after this? I wanted to be really aware of where this was going to take the whole thing.
We're having kind of a situation here, and I think we talked about that earlier, about having a counselor working very hard on wanting to be ethical and doing the ethical thing, and maybe missing another point, and that would be that culturally it might mean something very different to you to be involved with this counselor in another more informal setting. So in your attempt to be very ethical, you might be more unethical, maybe the way she sees it. One of the things that is going on is that all of you are trying very hard to figure something out and putting the burden on you to have to know exactly what to do and what all this means. What about including the client? And getting back to John, he did. He was asking the client a simple question. What would that mean to you if you went outside? How can we make whatever you desire to have going on outside, bring in here? Whatever, he's figuring it out with the client. So often we burden ourselves that we have to know what it means. We can trip out and all kinds of things, what it might mean, and never asking the question.
One more thing I want to add to that is I think I would very much encourage you talk out loud with your client about what's in your head, particularly if you have reservations, and not just say, well, the ethics code says I can't do that, and leave it at that. You can say, I need to tell you some of my concerns. Part of me might want to have lunch on the lawn, but let me tell you why I could think of 3 or 4 potential problems, So that's always an option.